Hi, it's Chris from TimeToPlayMag.com, and welcome to our first series of conversations about special needs and what you need to do for kids related to toys and play. I'm joined by Emily Vanek, who is our special needs editor. She's also a mom who has lived this on a day-to-day basis, and I know from my family experience that sometimes parent to parent is really the best way to go.
Yes, definitely. I did the whole spending 24/7 on Google and looking up all this information, and really what it came down to was other moms that had autistic kids and what are they dealing with, and talking to them directly.
So let's jump in. We've got a series of questions that we're going to be addressing, and we hope you'll click on all of these interviews to check out what's going on with this. You know, one of the things we get a lot, because autistic and special needs children don't necessarily fit in the same development patterns of age grading. Do parents have to pay attention to the age guidelines on packages?
I pay attention to the 3 and up for the safety reasons. My son, even at 4, still puts toys in his mouth, so we don't do any of that. But besides that, I just really just chuck it out the window and say, you know, if he can do this thing that's for 9 and up and he can actually do it, I'll use that. And same thing, if he has a 6-month-old toy that he's still playing with at 4, that's okay too.
So it's kind of like any kid. It's that what do they respond to and
Right.
What do they play with?
Right.
And I do want to reinforce the safety issue. That is a big issue because they are things that autistic children do that some children age out of by 4, but an autistic child might not. That's correct?
Right. Especially putting the small things in their mouth, at least for my son.
Right.
He constantly is trying to do that. So
what happens? You know, because I have an autistic sister, so we would see her get frustrated with things, and she'd be playing along certainly very well, and then all of a sudden it would get frustrated. How should a parent respond to that kind of situation?
I usually take the toy away for a little bit. They have kind of a 2 to 3 week window where they would forget about the toy, and if they're getting too frustrated, maybe introduce something that's not as high of a skill level for them, or not as many bells and whistles and sounds, and then try to reintroduce it a few weeks later.
And obviously not all children on the autism spectrum are the same. So there are going to be times when they're going to be really capable in some areas but not in others. Can you give me an example of, you know, how a kid might be really capable in one area but may need a little more help in another?
Again, referencing my own son, he's really good at numbers. Anything with numbers. He has this iPad app called Alien Buddies where he has to drag and drop and match the numbers. So he can do that until he's blue in the face. But then if you put in something like matching colors on like a Curious George matching game or something like that where there's cards and it's not on the iPad, then he struggles with it.
Right. So it's really about, like we say with any child, it's about finding out what's right for your child and finding out, you know, what's going to work, and just kind of trial and error sometimes.
Right. Yes, there's a lot of trial and error.
And how important is it to talk to other parents? Do you get good ideas from other parents, say my son who is similar maybe or has different things? What kind of great ideas do you get, or ideas do you get from other parents?
Well, I have a friend back at home who her son is a few years older than mine, and he's autistic as well and has a lot of the same characteristics as Brady. And so I really turn to her and say, hey, he's at this stage of development, he's playing with, you know, XYZ toy. What's next? What can I do next? And so then she would give me some ideas and stuff, and we kind of bounce ideas off of each other. And on the same flip of the coin, I have somebody whose son just got diagnosed with autism, so she's coming to me. So it's kind of like a trickle effect. I'm finding out from one place and then giving to the other place, and it's what a lot of moms in our area are doing, just kind of talking to each other instead of searching on Google all day.
That's great, because that really is that human interaction. Well, you've been doing a lot of stuff for us on special needs, so when you come to our reviews, you can come into the special needs section, or you can hit on a toy. It's got an SN logo, and you'll get Emily's advice on how this might be appropriate for a child with special needs. So do come check us out on TimeToPlayMag.com, and we'll be back with another conversation in just a little bit.